My roommate is part of a cult. He's trying to get into my room right now. I don't know if I'll have time to finish this. If someone finds my phone, the password is 2746. You can take everything, just please post this somewhere. Anywhere. They can't do this to anyone else. His name is Renan. When I moved in, he was just a quiet guy with a black backpack and hollow eyes. Never smiled. Never left his room after 2 a.m. I thought he was just an introvert. But last night, while he was in the shower, I heard something coming from his room. Not music. Not a conversation. It was a prayer. Repeated, almost sobbing in a language that shouldn't exist. I recorded a bit of it. I'm too scared to listen again. There are symbols scratched beneath his bed. I found my name in one of them, written in blood. I didn't know how to react. I freaked out and tried to ignore Renan. Earlier tonight, the doorknob turned slowly. No knocking, no calling my name, just turning, like he was checking if I was still awake. I ran and locked the door, pushed the dresser against it. The sound stopped, but now there are footsteps in the hallway. He's pacing back and forth. Sometimes he stops right in front of the door, just stands there, silent, then goes back to the kitchen. Except, I heard two voices. One was his, the other one, I don't know. It couldn't be the TV. It's impossible. There's someone else here. Maybe more than one. I didn't hear the front door open, let alone close. Someone got in and I don't know how. Renan isn't alone. I don't know what they're planning. I don't know if they're planning something for me. I never should have found out. I live on the 3rd floor. No one gets in through the window. But maybe I'll have to go out that way. I just called the police. The operator told me to stay calm. Said they're sending a patrol. But I know this neighborhood. It'll take time. Maybe too much time. I tried texting my sister. Just a simple something's wrong, but the message wouldn't send. Then my screen froze. Not cracked, not glitched. Just stuck. Like something didn't want me to speak out. When it finally cleared, all my past messages with her were gone. Like I never had a conversation with her in the first place. I told myself it was panic, that I was imagining things. But then the lights flickered. Not like a power surge. Every bulb dimmed at once. Slow, deliberate. Like the entire apartment was holding its breath. The window's too high to just jump. I don't know if I'll make it. So I'm leaving this here. They're trying to break in. Pounding. Like they're ready to tear the door off its hinges. If I disappear, I want someone to find this. I want someone to understand what's going on. What they're doing. I can't be the only one. One more time. His name is Renan. We live at 1342 Hollow Creek Drive, Building 3, Apartment 204, in Portland, Oregon. He's white, 5'10", blonde hair, and eyes that never seem to blink. He might look harmless, but he's not. Please, find them. For the next story we have, I saw what they were loading into the van. Now I never sleep at roadside motels. I should have trusted my gut when I pulled into the Sunset Motor Lodge at 2 a.m. The neon sign flickered erratically, casting sickly pink shadows across the cracked asphalt. But I'd been driving for 18 hours straight, and my eyelids felt like sandpaper. I needed sleep more than I needed standards. The clerk behind the bulletproof glass looked like he hadn't slept in weeks. His eyes were bloodshot, darting constantly toward the parking lot. Room 12, he mumbled, sliding the key through the slot without making eye contact. Cash only, no questions. I should have asked questions. Room 12 sat at the far end of the L-shaped building, isolated from the other units. The door stuck when I tried to open it, groaning like it hadn't been used in months. Inside, the carpet squelched under my feet with each step. The smell hit me immediately. Bleach mixed with something metallic and wrong. I set my bag down and noticed the stains on the bedspread. Dark, irregular patches that looked hastily scrubbed. The bathroom mirror had a spiderweb crack running through it, and when I turned on the tap, the water ran rust-colored for 30 seconds before clearing. But exhaustion won over disgust. I collapsed onto the bed fully clothed, too tired to care about the questionable hygiene. I woke to voices outside my window. Low, urgent whispers punctuated by the sound of something heavy being dragged across gravel. Through the thin curtains, I could see two figures by a white van, loading what looked like rolled carpets into the back. My blood turned to ice when I realized one of the carpets had a hand hanging from it. I held my breath, not daring to move. The digital clock glowed at 3:47 a.m. One of the men was the desk clerk. The other wore a stained apron and kept checking his watch nervously. "This is the last one," the clerk whispered. "Then we clean everything and act normal when the morning shift arrives." "What about the guest in 12? Apron Man asked. The clerk's laugh made my skin crawl. "Same as always. Checkout time is 11 a.m. sharp." They finished loading and drove away, leaving me alone with a terrible understanding of what this place really was. I wasn't a guest. I was next on their schedule. I grabbed my keys with shaking hands and crept toward the door. The parking lot was empty except for my car, which suddenly seemed impossibly far away. Every shadow could hide someone waiting. The door handle turned silently. I stepped outside, wincing at every footstep on the gravel. Halfway to my car, I heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps behind me. Going somewhere? I spun around. The desk clerk stood 20 feet away, no longer looking tired. He held something in his hand that glinted in the streetlight. "Checkout isn't until 11, he said, taking a step closer. "House rules." I ran. My feet pounded against the asphalt as I sprinted toward my car. Behind me, I could hear him, giving chase, his heavy breathing getting closer. My hands fumbled with the keys, dropping them once before finally getting the door open. The engine turned over just as he reached my car. His fist slammed against the driver's side window as I threw it in reverse. In my rearview mirror, I saw him standing in the middle of the road, watching until my taillights disappeared. I drove until sunrise, not stopping until I reached a busy truck stop 50 miles away. Only then did I call the police. They found the motel abandoned when they arrived. No clerk, no evidence, no trace of the white van. Just empty rooms and the lingering smell of bleach. The official report listed it as a possible hoax call. But I know what I saw, and I know that somewhere out there, the Sunset Motor Lodge is still open for business, waiting for the next exhausted traveler who needs a place to stay. I still check out of every hotel room at exactly 10:59 a.m. For the final story we have, the crawl space. You never really think about the crawl space when you buy a house. I sure didn't. It was just one of those quick boxes on the inspection report. Crawl space. Dry, no structural concerns. I glanced at it once, maybe, and forgot about it completely. Claire and I moved into the place last fall. Quiet neighborhood, mid-range suburb, nice trees, older folks across the street who still wave at you like it's 1983. It was our first real house. Not a rental, not a hand-me-down. Ours. For the first couple of weeks, everything felt good. Still boxes in the garage, still figuring out what light switch went to what. But good. Safe. Solid. Then, one night, around 2:30 in the morning, I woke up to this dull thud. Not sharp, not loud, just a slow, heavy thunk. Like someone dropped a bag of wet laundry downstairs. I got up, checked the doors, peeked out the windows. Nothing. I figured it was the house settling. They say old homes do that. Still, it put me on edge. Over the next week, I kept hearing things. Soft scuffles, scraping under the floor, sometimes a knock, muffled and weirdly slow. I convinced myself it was critters, raccoons or a possum, maybe squirrels nesting somewhere they shouldn't. Claire told me not to worry. She always says that. "You worry for both of us, so I don't have to," she jokes. But then she found the vent. It was in the back of the hallway closet, half covered behind a stack of old jackets and a box of cords we never unpacked. She called me over, pointed it out. "Did you know this was here?" she asked. I knelt down. It wasn't like the HVAC vents in the rest of the house. It was just a raw, rectangular hole cut into the drywall, maybe the size of a shoebox. No cover, no screen, just black space. The air coming out was cold. I stuck my phone in, used the flash to take a few pictures. When I looked through them, I felt something twist in my gut. The flashlight had caught the edge of the subflooring, and just beneath it, on the inside of the wall, were fingerprints. Smudged, dark, almost oily. They weren't dusty or old. They looked fresh. 5 clear marks. Human. Claire tried to brush it off. Probably from whoever cut the hole. Contractor, electrician, something. I wanted to believe that. I really did. But that night I couldn't sleep. I lay there with my eyes on the ceiling, every creak in the house amplified by the silence. And then, at exactly 3:12 a.m., I heard it again. Scrape. It was slow, deliberate, right beneath our bed. Like someone dragging the edge of a hand or a tool along the underside of the floorboards. I got up, didn't say anything to Claire, just grabbed my flashlight and went outside to the crawlspace access. The latch wasn't locked. I opened it and crouched down. The cold chips and a small zip-up duffel bag. Someone had been living down there, under our house. I backed out fast, locked the hatch, and called the police. They came within the hour, went through the crawl space, found more. An old phone, no SIM card, no battery. A notepad with no writing, just ripped out pages. A small folding knife. But no person. They figured the person bailed when they heard me. Said maybe it was a homeless guy, or someone squatting during the day while we were out. That didn't make sense to me. We work from home. One of us is always here. Still, we did everything right. Changed the locks, put a camera on the crawlspace hatch, sealed that closet vent with steel mesh and screws. I even put motion sensors under the house. And for a while, nothing. Then, 2 nights ago, the alert went off. 3:08 a.m. Motion detected beneath the house. I got up, heart pounding, and rushed outside with the flashlight. The hatch was open again. Not broken. Just open. I aimed the light inside. Nothing. Except this time, the knife had been left outside the entrance, perfectly clean, no prints, just placed there. Like they wanted me to see it. Like a message. We haven't heard anything since. No more alerts, no noises. But I haven't slept through the night. Not once. I don't know if they're gone, or if they're just waiting for me to stop checking. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.